Hi, welcome. Do you have design questions that you are like, I don't know what to do? I need help with my interior design. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining Ask a Designer Fridays, our new series. We're happy to have you. Come aboard. We're going to answer all your burning questions. We're so happy to just support you. I know interior design can be kind of daunting for some, but we're not going to let it kick us down and bring us down. So join me. Thank you so much. I'm Shayna Walker. I do 50 things, I think. It feels like it. I am a psychiatrist, family medicine provider. I'm a mama of two. I am a 15-year, we've been married 15 years with my awesome husband who's on here bopping around. And we just moved to Vegas area. So we're kind of new transplants. I've built 3 new homes. I've been an interior designer for a couple years. I teach Zumba, all kinds of fun stuff. But I really love just helping, supporting you through your interior design journey. That is my joy. That gives me so much joy. So I'm glad you're here. We're going to kind of jump in. Let's see if we got any folks here who's hanging out with us. I think we're almost there with the folks. But we will kind of, whoops, there it is. Oh, I pressed the button on my screen. Now I got really big. But we are excited to just kind of answer any questions that you have. Let me exit out of this full screen. It's a little big. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's see if we got any folks joining us. Well, I'm glad to see you, even if it's on a replay. We will make it happen. So I like to kind of help folks through their design process. Sometimes it's just as simple as just starting to like figure out what your style is. When I'm working with clients, when I'm kind of helping them figure out their design and their style, the vibe and the style of what you like, that comes first. Everything else is pretty much secondary. I always say trust what you like, trust what you know. That's the most important thing. Anything else is just kind of secondary. And I know sometimes if you're multiple people in the same household or multiple opinions, that can kind of get a little wonky in there. But it's nice to kind of have the ability to just figure out your vibe, figure out your design style first. So I am excited to kind of help you through that process. I have a lot of things that I offer. It's on my website. Shayna Walker Designs is the main interior design force behind us. And we do just lots of quizzes to kind of get you to figure out what your style is, what's your vibe. I call it my design vibe quiz, because sometimes it's like, I don't even know what I like, Shayna. Like I see something on HGTV, that looks cool, but then I see something in the store or on a showroom or in a model home, that looks cool. So you don't really know where you fall. And sometimes our design style can be a blend of multiple styles. For instance, for me, I like kind of a boho, African modern, luxe style, comfortable luxe, I would say. But I'm gonna have some African wall baskets in my design, hands down, just how it is. I'm gonna have some bling in there. I'm gonna have some brass and golds and metals. I like mixing metals. And then I'm gonna wanna have a lot of the natural elements, like softer pieces, linens, and lots of textural kind of natural pieces. So figuring out what your design style is super important. So I love it. I love it. I love it. We will kind of work through that. That's super helpful. But then it's kind of like, okay, what do I do with this style that I have, Shayna? My room still looks like not good. That can definitely happen. So one thing we encourage you to do is to find your room's focal point, right? So if I'm coming in, I'm a new client, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's happening. The first thing I'm looking for in that space to really figure out what your design is to find the focal point. Okay. So your focal point is anything that draws your eye, kind of self-explanatory a little bit, but it's also sometimes harder to define if you have more than one focal point in the room, or if you, it's kind of like a blank slate. There's really nothing in there that feels like your focal point, and we have to create one. And that's the power and the magic of design. It's why I love interior design. It's super fun. So figuring out your focal point is one of the main steps, and then figuring out how the space needs to function. Function is king. Like function, if there's no point in just having a random room that doesn't serve a purpose. Like every place in your home or space should serve a purpose. So if it doesn't have a purpose, there's no point in making it pretty. No pretty, no purpose. I don't know. We'll figure out. We'll keep workshopping that one. But it needs to have something that feels like, okay, this makes a lot of sense for my space. This is what I need here. This is my office. This is my bedroom. This is my dining room. This is where the kids' room. This is a flex room. Multiple purposes in a flex room. So we have to kind of figure out what the purpose is, and then we can space plan around that purpose. Flow is so important. Like it's beyond important. Like you don't want to overcrowd a space. You don't want to utilize a space to its full potential. That's also something common where I'm like, this room has nothing. It needs more. Even if you're a minimalist type of style, doesn't necessarily mean that you can't have a purposeful space in that room where it feels like, okay, this is what I need to work here. And then the fun stuff happens, right? Then we get to design it and style it. I love doing those kind of things. It keeps me happy, keeps us creative. It's nice to kind of figure out what you want to do in a space. So the fun styling part of design is usually the last step. I mentioned the first two steps are figuring out what your vibe is, and then figuring out the space planning and the function and the stuff that sometimes is not as sexy. Right? Nope, not as sexy, but figuring it out nonetheless and saying, okay, this is a whatever the space is, but I need to make sure it meets XYZ criteria, that we have space to move around, that we have space to use it to its full potential, right? And then we get to the fun part. So how to style your space, how to figure out what makes sense in the space, what gives you joy. And that's kind of why I created Decor Passport. Shameless plug there. Decor Passport is how I'm going to help bridge the connection between the world and so many great artisans in the world, and also with just great design. Like I love interior design. I love styling. I love kind of having that be a part of your world. So it's nice to kind of be able to say, okay, this is a space that I'm going to use for this purpose, but I'm bringing in all these unique pieces from around the world, and it speaks to you. Like we want your design to be about you. You're important. what you like is super important. So it's super helpful to make sure your design reflects you. It should not reflect anybody else. It should only reflect you or your family. So that's why Decor Passport was born. But let me see if I have any questions popping up. Let me see. We will always, if you have questions, drop them in the chat and we will get some things answered for you. I don't see any right now popping in, but that's okay. I have lots of answers, even if you don't have questions. That's fine. No. So some of the big things, I think there's kind of like my pet peeves. I don't like to say it that way, but things that to have a really cohesive style and design, you want to do several things in your space just to make sure, okay, it's cohesive, it flows, it has a function, and it just feels good. If a space doesn't feel good, whether it's the space or what's in the space, you will know it pretty quickly. Our brains, even if we don't have any kind of interior design training or skills or whatever, recognize when a space is done well and when it's done not so well. which happens is part of it. So one thing that we see is curtains and window treatments. So my big thing that I love is you want to extend the height of your rooms and your spaces. So your window treatment should go as high as possible in the room, not on the window itself, but as high as possible to the ceiling in your room. You only want to be like maybe 1 to 3 inches under the ceiling. So if you love kind of that long look, and it can be any type of window treatment. It's just the fact of the matter is fact of the matter. I don't know. It's just the fact that we need to extend above and beyond the windows. And then we definitely want to make sure that they go all the way to the floor. Either they're kissing the floor, they're draping a little bit more on the floor, or they're kind of really slouchy on the floor. Slouchy, that's a word. Where they are kind of hanging out there, and it's just another elongation of the room. We are not doing any Steve Urkel curtains in any house. Stop it. I don't want to see it anymore. No, I was joking. And also just too short curtains. So window treatments are really important for your space, whether it's blinds or shades or Roman shades or classic curtains. So lots of good ways to kind of just give your room a personality with your window treatments. Other things that come up a lot are how to kind of style and get decor to feel good. We often in the design world think of styling and staging in a form of a triangle. I know my delta's out there. No, it's okay. I'm not a delta, but and I probably did it wrong. Sorry. But we think of styling and staging in the form of a triangle. So what that really means is we are looking at the angles to kind of be almost like an isosceles triangle, if I remember that word from geometry really well, but almost like a triangle shape. And it's a visually appealing shape in nature and other things, but just kind of takes your eye on a journey. So you have a higher thing, then you have something that's a little bit medium, and then something that's low. And that kind of look of a design is it just makes us happy. It can be with a floor item, it can be on a tabletop, it can be on a kitchen counter, it can be in your bathroom or bedside, and it can include multiple pieces of design. So it can include like your lamp, it can include a plant, it can include books, on your tabletop and other decor. So triangle. Like step back. If you put something on a counter and you're like, do I like this? Take a step back. Trust me on this. Walk back away from it and look and see if it flows. And it's not gonna be a perfect triangle. I'm not saying that, but it's gonna feel like it has some dimensions of a triangle, and that usually feels the best with design. And it doesn't have to be a lot of things. It could be very simple. It could be a book and then a candle and a plant, and they're all kind of forming that kind of triangular shape. So hopefully that helps some folks. Triangles and no short curtains. We got two great tips that literally will level up your design. Like, I'm not playing. So, you could change any space with some of these like very easy, very simple tips, where you're like, oh, okay, cool. Okay. Oh, this house is done, because it feels good because of those kind of different things are more powerful there, if I can say that. More powerful. It gives you more oomph. It feels more styled. It feels more professionally done when you do it that way. I'm trying to think of one more awesome tip. I'll try to get 3. Pillows. We'll talk about pillows. Well, I got plenty of stuff to talk about. I'll talk to myself. This is good. As you get older, you're like, I'm talking to myself because that person answers correctly. But pillows. So lots of good collaborations with pillows are coming, maybe in Decor Passport. I love a good pillow, and I love chopping pillows. I love it. It's my favorite thing to do, just to go chop it. And my kids love it. And we just go chop. It's so much fun. So pillows, your insert for the pillow. I don't care what the pillow cover. Who cares? Your insert for your pillow needs to be 2 inches, and I can't convert to anything else. 2 inches bigger than your pillow cover. So say your pillow cover is an 18 by 18, pretty standard pillow size. That's your cover. That's the pretty thing on the outside, right? And you're like, okay, I need the pillow, but I don't want it to feel like a letdown. So your pillow insert needs to be 20 by 20 at least. And it can stuff in there, it can get into the cover and wrestle it in there. I don't know why I'm wrestling, but it can get in there. But your cover is going to be 2 inches smaller than your insert. Your insert is going to be 2 inches larger than your pillow cover. Does that make sense? Rule of 2s. So please, do that. It's, even if you don't chop your pillows, it just feels like a more fuller pillow. Pillows are easy. You can change them out when you're like, I don't like this one anymore. My style has changed. You just swap out that cover. You can keep the same insert and keep it moving, and update your design and do some fresh things for your design. So before the live, I did a little unboxing video of potential items that will be in Decor Passport. So I was going to give you a sneak peek here so you can kind of see it as we are building it up. So Decor Passport is delivering the world's beauty to your door. It is a bi-monthly, so every 2 months, home decor subscription box that we curate. We search the world for the bestest, I don't know, the best beautiful things from artisans made around the world. And we are excited to share that with you. Need some water. Ha ha ha. I'll drink some water now. Shana Walker Designs. So Decor Passport, I love it. It's been in my brain probably 2018, 2019. I love interior design, and I was like, I need to be able to share this because it's a skill. It's a skill, and sometimes, especially when I was first starting, I didn't have that skill. So my designs were, I was like, who did that? So I want to make it easy, convenient for you to style and have the pieces to really have a well-traveled, worldly, global, eclectic, gorgeous, fantastic home. And you can mix and your kind of blah, blah, blah. You can mix, no more talking today. I think I'm no more talking. You can mix pieces from Decor Passport with what you've gotten from your travels. I've been to Kenya, South Africa, Uganda, different places throughout my life. And I still, like, those treasures that I have from those places, they give me joy, like, to this day. And I still have them. My kids know them. They know the story behind them. So your items that you have from around the world or locally, wherever, you incorporate that into Decor Passport. It's going to be launching June 1st. Yay! Super excited. So June 1st is the launch date. We will have a lot of early bird specials and some pre-sales and some giveaways. Yes, coming up in them. So that's coming. More things to come. So join the wait list to stay in the know, because I'm not playing around. We got lots of stuff to do to get this Decor Passport to your door. So and it is gonna be limited supply, because you can't just make everything in the world. We can't get everything. So get in early. That's all I can tell you. Get in early so you can secure your spot. So the best way to do that is to join the wait list now. So we will keep you in the know, so you'll know what's what. But I will give you a little sneak peek of what I showed my team earlier. I think you're ready for it. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Oh, from my friends at Kazi. It's big too, like just head size. This is gorgeous. I love it. I love it. So some items there. I'll show you another gorgeous one. Oh, this is my favorite. It just makes me want to smile and cry. So beautiful pieces that are handmade by women and people in every country we're going to try to hit, and just look around the world for I can't talk anymore. We're going to look around the world for just gorgeous pieces that can fit in your space. Also, as part of Decor Passport, my mission, my motivation is not just to be me. I am very much invested in Decor Passport as giving back. I want to give things to you, but I want to also make sure we're supporting our local communities to have a global impact. So every box that you get when you sign up, because you're going to join the wait list and sign up. Yes, you are. Every box that you get in the future, we have a campaign so you can give a box. So things in your home that you don't necessarily want anymore, you're like, this is not me. And that happens, right? I have so many things that I'm like, it's just like clothes sometimes. Decor, I'm like, okay, this was me maybe a couple years ago, but I've grown or I've evolved or I have different styles. That's completely not. So if you want to gift out your gently used and gently loved items, we would encourage you, when you get a box, to give a box, to donate to your local charities. We'll kind of be getting good list of places where you can kind of donate and just share some of that love, pass it on to someone else who might love, whether it's home decor items or clothing or whatever it is. So I just want to encourage that spirit of giving back. Give back. That is very, very important. I'll give you another little peek at some items coming. Oh, I know. I feel the same. Yeah, I know. And oh yeah. Okay, I can't close it, but that's just me. Gorgeous. I love it. Here's another one. You guys getting a lot of sneak peeks today. You're just, it's a little bright. You can't really see it, but hopefully, a little bright, a little too bright, but it is a beautiful piece. And I'll give you my last gorgeous one that I showed my friends earlier. I know. Yeah. I'm joking. It's gorgeous, right? So can you imagine having this in your home, on your mantle or on your table or wherever, on your entry coming in, and just being able to say, this is from Indonesia, I think Bali, where it was made, and just having that story, just talking about that. So I feel like an infomercial now, but I don't want to go too far. But please join the wait list. We can't wait to have you. We're excited about this new venture, and we're literally going to travel the world. We're going to support global artisans. You're going to give back in your local communities, and we're gonna just keep rocking. So join the wait list. Join the VIP Decor Passport wait list. I will see you soon. Take care.